Hey everybody, how's that going? It's your man Marshall Best alongside with Greg Castillo.
What's going on,
And
Jag Nation?
what's going on, Jag Nation? Y'all. We're here to give you a recap from Jaguars, I should say, to Musa Palo Alto game from, was that Thursday, Wednesday?
Yep.
First ever home game, and give y'all a little preview for the upcoming NIRSA tournament. I am right now live coming from Dallas, Texas.
On the scene, the Triple D.
Scene. Well, technically Arlington. The guys will be going to UT Arlington to play in the NIRSA tournament. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but we'll get to that in just a second. Let's go back to the game on Wednesday.
Rewind.
So the Jaguars took on Palo Alto in the first ever home game for the Jaguars. I mean, the atmosphere was amazing.
They viewed the right uniforms, right?
Yeah, well, should have been, but they debuted them a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, had the white uniforms. the stands were packed. It was just an electric atmosphere. You had a performance at halftime by the cheer team and the dance team. You had a half-court shootout going on. You had a DJ there. Mr. Tay did a great job. I mean, it was everything that you would want for, a debut home game, except for the win. Tough. So let's get into
the ingredient, man. That's the missing to make all the things work, right?
Yeah.
Got the electric atmosphere. You got the crowd behind you. You're feeling crispy in the unis. Got to get that dub.
Yep. So let's get into this game.
Room service.
Room service.
Yeah, we're about to break down this game, let y'all know what happened, what our thoughts were. There's definitely some recurring problems, some things that we need to work on, some things we already knew about the team. So we're definitely going to break it down right now.
Yes. Alrighty. So the Jaguars ended up losing this one to the Palominos of Palo Alto. It was 80. So I'll get that official score to you. 80. That's definitely not the right score. Oh, there we go. 89 to 74. 89 to 74. Jaguars were led by Jaden Campos with 29. Parabon Hawkins and Nick Van each had 15. And Amari Bailey had 13, with Mike Sanchez off the bench with 2 points. So what happened in this game, Greg, that you saw?
Some reoccurring problems from this team that we have, right? The half court offense is in a work in progress. It's not. We know our strengths. We're probably a streaky 3-point shooting at best. We have a lot of people that can get downhill sometimes, but the offense could get kind of stagnant. It could, operate off the one basic, off the first read, and sometimes needs more ball movements or more chemistry, and needs to incorporate more pick and rolls, to get, it isn't, so we don't have to rely on self creation from our perimeter players. Obviously you got to hit shots. It's very important. And sometimes, our offense is clicking. We miss some shots. When you take, some of it's just missing open shots. Some of it's taking ill-advised quick shots. Sometimes it's, like just someone goes one-on-one because your natural instinct is, well, I'm going to make a play because everybody else is struggling or whatever. And so it's a combination of things that happen in the first half to our offense. Defensively, we know that it's a problem there. Defensively, I thought dribble penetration is an issue from the way that the perimeter defenders even line up. You don't want to force a right-handed ball handler to go to the right unless you know that your scheme is geared to having that back line of help, and that back line of rotation wasn't there quick enough, or there was nobody there, was not a lot of communication. As soon as I get beat, my man gets beat, I'm yelling out, help, 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 something to let somebody know that back line of that back line of help needs to be there. And I thought that wasn't there. We got beat on off the perimeter. I thought always, rebounding. We got to know that we're an undersized team, and it has to be. We cannot be a finesse team. It has to be a gritty, grind it out. Just have that kind of Draymond kind of nasty attitude, like, hey, we're undersized, but we're gonna go with these rebounds, or we're gonna box out, and we're gonna get these rebounds every time, because you cannot give up second chance points being an undersized team. And just identifying shooters. I think they had some shooters. They're pretty lethal in making sure that you identify them. The corners are very important in offenses, so you got to make sure that those corners are always secure. You want them to take a more of a three off the break. Stuff like that. It's just stuff like that we have to become a more gritty, more defensive oriented. We got to really hammer that home in order us to be successful, because we're not overly talented. It's going to be a team effort on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensively. We're not going to rely on just pure talent to win every game. It's got to be everybody buying into what we got to do offensively and defensively. So,
yeah, especially, and I was listening to what you were saying too. You right on the money, Greg. Effort plays a big part in sports. Any type of effort, it's the little things. Normally, when you see a team, especially outside of probably the pro level, especially in college teams, after a foul, team huddles up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about what they're planning on doing next. They did that in the early going. They've gotten away from doing that now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little part of the, little things. Diving after the ball, getting on the floor first, getting down and dirty. Not everybody's doing that. Rebounding, not everybody's doing that either, as far as comes to scoring, getting on the defensive boards, because Palo Alto got way too many offensive boards. And I mean, that's one of the things that we've talked about is we're letting the other team get too many offensive rebounds.
Yeah, you definitely cannot. You definitely cannot allow a team to get second chance points. It's the little things that we're gonna have to do in order to win. Make free throws, rebound, all these little things that you don't really think are important. They add up to a W. So it's all those things you got to do.
Yep. And joining us right now, we got a special guest.
Live on location.
Mr. Perebrand Hawkins.
Let's go.
What's going on, guys?
How we doing? How we feeling today?
Doing good, man. The atmosphere is crazy. It's exciting, especially stepping on the field. On the court. It's a lot of teams here, so definitely. Whenever Marshall gets here and we set up, it's looking very promising.
It's not football, sir. No field.
Yeah. See a couple of different other teams that we've already played before when we went to College Station, so that's exciting. A lot of other new teams, so I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be pretty excited to get started.
Yeah. So, Perebrand, we were just breaking down the Palo Alto game. Give me your take on the game, some things that y'all did well, some things you want to improve upon, especially going into this tournament, because this is a big one.
Yeah, I think overall we had a lot on our mind. It being the first home game, we knew we weren't the underdogs, and I think that was one of the things that was different going into that game. What we've been through our whole 7 months of playing together is we were always the underdog. And I think in that game, we really honestly didn't feel that way. I feel like we really underestimated them. And I think that was our downfall, to be honest. I mean, you have to go into a game with a chip on your shoulder regardless. And, we have to live up to the hype and what we've been, preaching and practicing at practice, day in and day out. And, at first we got hit with we got punched in the mouth. We had to respond. And, we tried fighting back and, unfortunately it just wasn't good enough. We tried to make halftime adjustments, and coming out of halftime, it was pretty good. And we started to kind of get that momentum, but we would just find ourselves, clawing and trying to claw back from huge deficits to where, we weren't able to, pull it out.
Right. Jag and I were just mentioning, if you guys are going to, well, we haven't gotten a chance to talk about the tournament yet, but offensive rebounding is something that's very, it's been your nemesis to put it, that way.
Yeah, undersized team. Something that definitely it's something it's been apparent.
Yes. So, in addressing that, coming up against a team in Stephen F. Austin, who you have not seen, or as we're transitioning over to the NIRSA Tournament. First game's against Stephen F. Austin, 7:30 tonight. Haven't seen this team before, right?
Right. Brand new team. Like I said, I think them being like a D1 school, I mean, that's going to be a big thing for us. It's going to be a big test for us. So now I feel like we're in that underdog role to where we're just like, okay, we can't underestimate anybody that's in here. There's amazing athletes all around the world, all around the country, and we're going to see a lot of that today in Stephen F. Austin. So we just have to go back to the drawing board. We had a nice little walkthrough this morning, so we're just going to be able to make sure that we, stay in line, stay together, capitalize on our mistakes and learn from our mistakes that we had in that Palo Alto game, and just stay positive. And once we do that, we should be able to get back on track and play Jaguar basketball.
That's good to hear, man. I'm really excited about y'all playing with an edge. I think that's very important with this team. It's playing with an edge and playing that gritty style of basketball and locking in as a team. And I think that's going to be very important for y'all.
Yep. In your offense, you guys are a real fast pace team. Once you guys get in the open court, most of the time you guys are scoring 85% of the time. What's the way you guys can set up in your half court offense? Because right now that's looking a little stagnant over those past 2-3 games.
Yeah, we talked about the game scheme with Coach Leung and all 8 of us that are there, and I think it's just us being poised, us not rushing into shots or taking it quick. I think it's just being under control. I know a lot of people say like reckless abandonment or whatever, just being out of control, and sometimes we catch ourselves in that, and we need to be able to make sure that we don't do that. And like I said, we play our style of basketball. We know our sets, we know our offensive schemes, we know what to do in certain situations when we're on the court. I think it all comes down to just focus, effort, and just the ability to just do it. Just like in the Palo Alto game, we could say that we were better than that team, but it didn't look like that in front of our fans. And, looking back on it, we can't really look back on it because, that's in the past. But we know what we can do. And, we know we're a better team than what we displayed the other night. And we're just looking forward to, getting back into that groove, playing these bigger teams, and, looking for some upsets for sure and bringing back the chip.
Yeah, you guys have a great team and a great opportunity here in this tournament. It's a game today against Stephen F. Austin. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., you'll be playing the University of Oregon. And then you have one more game, or that's it?
I believe so. I think that the way that they're doing it is we have the pool play today. We have pool play tomorrow. If we win today, for the most part, we should be into the playoff. And then the following game, if we win that game, we'll definitely be in the playoff, first seed, and I think in a certain side, I think in the West Division. But yeah, that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to go 2-0 and get that top seed and kind of make it easier down the stretch to where, when we get deeper into that playoff, we'll get those bigger teams and stuff like that, and be able to just compete and do the best we can and give ourselves the biggest opportunity to win it all.
Yep. And if you end up, go ahead, Monty.
No, I was just going to ask Parabon if you could let the Jag Nation know kind of what you bring to the team. What do you feel your role is? What kind of characteristics do you bring to this team that that helps out this team? Can you speak to that?
If I'm being honest, I try to bring everything. I think everything. I try to bring energy. I try to bring poise. I try to bring leadership. Gotta lead by example. I mean, me as a senior on this team, the only senior, I have to lead by example. And if it's just like when you're going to war, if you see your leader, with their head down, everybody else is gonna have their head down. So I think basically just me leading by example, hitting my shots, hitting my free throws, and just kind of operating the offense and helping the others get involved. I think that's the biggest thing that I can bring to the table for us to be successful. But it's not only about me. My teammates are amazing. I trust my teammates and I put me in positions and put them in positions that we need to be in. But other than that, I trust my teammates, and we're ready for this first game, and we're just ready to get on the floor and play Jaguar basketball.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. This is the first. We're making first this year. First was the A&M tournament. Damn near won that whole thing. Went 4-1, 5-1 in that tournament. Now it's time to take care of business on this NIRSA tournament for you guys and win this and go from regionals to nationals, but one step at a time. So take care of Stephen F. Austin tonight, man. You guys,
Get it.
looking good, looking ready. So again, guys, check us out on the live stream. Greg and I will be commentating the game 7:30. All right, we'll be live from UT Arlington. That's the only game today. Then tomorrow, 10 a.m. So if you haven't, make sure that you go up and check out the IG. I can get it there.
Drop that IG.
Where's that IG? At Humusa MC B-Ball. Follow us on that IG. So that's the way to do it, y'all. And you get all the updates. Stay current. So, Parabon, we appreciate having you on with us.
Appreciate you giving us time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Marshall. Thank you, Greg.
Yep, and that'll do it for this
Go get us that
episode.
dub.
Yep, that'll do it for this episode of Jaguar Jibberish. So we will see you guys at 7:30.
Thank you.